Hey everybody, my name is Lorraine Tierney, and you can find me online as Chat and Craft with Lorraine. And today we're going to make an embellishment holder. And this goes along with a blog post that I have, and you'll see it linked in the comments. I made one of these a little while back, and I wanted to remake it again with some more current products. So that's what we're doing today. All right, so let's flip my camera to the other view and we will get started. All right, so we need some cardstock, and you need to start with a 12 by 12 piece of cardstock. And this piece is 10 and 3/4 by 10 and a half. And we're going to start on the 10.5 inch side, and we're going to score it at 5.5 and 8.5. So 5.5 and 8.5. Okay, and then I'm going to turn it. Now it's 10 and 3/4 across the top, and we're going to score it at 3 and at 7. Okay, and that's all that we need to do for scoring. And just put this down. We have a couple other pieces of cardstock. We have, and I'm using Mossy Meadow. We have a piece that is, that does not look very even, does it? 3 and 7 3/4. Did I do that right? Let's just check. Let's check. I did not. Well, wait. Let's see. This is 5.5 and 8.5. And I did not do 3 and 7 3/4. I think this will get covered up enough that it's okay. We'll do 3 and 7 3/4. I think I said 3 and 7 3/4, but I did not do that. So then I just take the line I don't want in there, and I just rub it with my bone folder. You can tell I've scored in the wrong place before. And I think that will be okay. A lot of that's going to get covered up. Okay, so the other pieces are 3 by 6 3/4 and 2 by 6 3/4. And then we have some DSP. Two pieces are 1 3/4 by 4.5. And one piece is 2 3/4 by 4.5. And I have totally drawn a blank on the name of that paper. So I'm grabbing it. Wildly Flowering paper. That's what that is called. Wildly Flowering. I love that paper. All right, so we're going to just burnish these folds, making sure you're folding on the right lines, not the incorrect one. And then we're going to do just a tiny bit of cutting. So we are just going to cut on these two side pieces right here. Just up to the score line on each one. And you don't have to miter these edges or anything. It's just going to go very nicely, just like that. And now we're going to put a piece of DSP right here. One of the 1 3/4 by 4.5. And all the measurements will be in the blog post and the scoring, and those will be correct. Okay. So now we're just going to fold this up into a box. Okay, I just want to show you what the box is going to look like this. But I don't want these pieces on the outside. I don't want them to be seen. So I'm going to put them in like this, and then put these on top of it. I think that is how I did it. Yeah, we want those to be on the inside. Okay, so let's start with putting some glue on these two pieces right here. And we'll glue these nice and square right there, pushing it all the way in and using my glass mat to keep it nice and square. Okay. And now we'll put some adhesive on this, and we're going to trim part of this. So I'm not too worried about the glue on this part. We're going to trim some of that part off. But we are going to get that nice and square. Okay. So now before we go any further, we are going to trim, and we're going to make a line that we're going to trim on. So I'm going to draw a line right from this edge right here, this piece, up to that top corner. I'm just going to make a light line. On that side, I can hardly see it. I may need to go a little bit darker. And then on this line. Okay. And I have a pair of scissors that have a really long blade on it, and that is helpful for cutting this. So I'm going to cut right along that line down to there. I almost cut a little too far. And then right up to there. Okay, so that is our box with nicely sloping sides. All right, now we need to put our inside dividers in there because the embellishments would all just flop around if we didn't. And I forgot to score these when I had my scoreboard out, so we'll just use this. We're going to score each end at 1 inch. So I'm using the 1 inch that's to the right of my cutting channel. 1 inch here, and then 1 inch here. Okay, so the next thing we'll do is put our DSP on these. So the 2 3/4 goes on this one. And then the 1 3/4 goes on the smaller one. And we're going to put the bigger divider in first because that goes in the back. And that will be easier. So I'm going to fold and burnish. And then I'm going to put some glue on these flaps. So on the outer edges of these flaps, because they're going to press in to the box like that. Let's see. Can I get a little more light in there? Is that a little bit better? They go right in like that. So the flaps go towards the back. Okay. So I'm going to put some glue on that and on that. And as I put them in, I'm going to keep them folded out of the way till I get them into the bottom and square to the back. And then I can put my bone folder in there and give them a good rub. Okay, so now we have a divider in there, and we'll do the same thing with this one. Fold these out of the way and then put them in nice and square with that other divider and give them a good rub to hold them in place. So that's how those dividers go in there. Now I want to write bling on there, and I realize I forgot to get the cardstock. Let me grab a piece of early espresso cardstock. And I'm going to grab an adhesive sheet and my mini alphabet dies. I wonder if I should use, no, I'm going to use the brown. So the mini alphabet dies are all on one piece. And I'm going to remind myself of the measurement, about 3 inches by 5.5. I'm going to cut this. So about 3 by 5.5. And I'm going to cut an adhesive sheet about the same size. So 3. And that doesn't mess up your blade. It doesn't get it gunky when it's got the papers still on it. Okay. So now I'm going to put the adhesive sheet on the back of this piece of cardstock, and I just peeled off the top section first, and then I'll peel off, easier said than done, peel off the next section, and then the last section. And now with that on the bottom, the adhesive sheet on the bottom and the die on the top, I'm going to run that through my stamp and cut and emboss machine. Okay, so I went back and forth, and you can see that it cut through very nicely. I'm going to take that off, and I'm going to leave all my letters just like that. You can see in this case, I've got some other letters in the same colors. Some have fallen out, but I just leave them in there in whatever color I need. Now I need a piece of white cardstock that's going to be a little bigger than those letters. Is this the right size? Yeah. So we're going to put bling on this, and I'm going to start with the G, and I'm going to work backwards. Okay. So I'm going to take, oh, I got it stuck to my finger. I'm going to peel that paper off. I should be using my take your pick tool, but I don't quite see one right here. I'm going to put my G on first. B-L-I-N comes next. Let's peel that off. And then I-B-L-I. I have to keep spelling it. Make sure I'm getting it right. I-B-L. Guess I could lay the letters out in order. That might be easier. And now the B. There's doubles of quite a few letters, which is helpful for spelling the words. I have to poke a little centerpiece of that B out. Okay, and now the B. Bling. Okay, so let's put those away. And let me trim this. I may go a little bit closer in a minute. I think so. Just a tad closer. Okay. And then I'm going to pop that up right on that. But first, we're going to put a ribbon around that. So let's see if I have enough of the boho blue. Boho blue is one of those colors that's retiring very soon, and I'm very sad that it is retiring. I love this color. Luckily, I have several packs of the paper, and I will keep it and use it for my own stuff for a while. And if you like this color, you're going to want to get it and stock up on a refill or an ink pad, anything that you want in this color. You better get ordering because it's going to go fast. Okay, now I'm going to cut these at an angle and try to slide it down a little. And we'll pop this bling up on some dimensionals right around it. I may use some foam strips. I have some right here. And I think that will be skinnier. Whoa, I'm sorry, I just hit that camera. Skinnier and easier to use. Put one right there. I don't want to be so close to the edge. And then another one down here. Okay. And I have a little bit, whoops, those are my ribbon scissors. I don't want to use those. I just have a little snag right here. There we go. So that is a bling holder. Now let's put some bling in it. So I just grabbed a couple of pieces and we'll put some of the shorter ones in the front and the bigger ones in the back, or you could put unopened ones in the back. Any way you want to do it. And it can hold quite a bit of bling. and it will look very nice in your crafting space or on your desk. It will keep things organized. So I hope that you like that, and I hope you'll make one of those for your own personal use. All right. Thanks very much for watching. Have a good night. Bye-bye.